This is recording 704. So I just wanted to real quick make a recording. Last night when I was asleep, it was before Jean Roberts did her psycho stupid Delta wave. Anyway, I'm not going to bother you with all of her crap because you know at this point what it all entails, her familial stuff. Anyway, so before that, someone came on, and it was a guy in the military, and this is information that I already know, but I want to say I appreciate the confirmation of this, okay? So, which I know people that hear this worldwide appreciate the confirmation of this. So, yesterday I was somewhere and she was doing her little ice rape of the people around me. And it's hard for me to pay attention. I pay attention, but it's hard for me to pay attention because she's so busy doing her skits and role play to impress and feed her little friends. But anyway, they were taunting people that were listening in my brain. And they were saying, we get away with anything, and da-da-da, and they were acting like children, but this is older women with their group of people, which you know what I mean by that. They're prostitutes. So anyway, so they were on, and they're like, we get away with anything. We told you that. And they were taunting. Jean was taunting. And so she made placement of a guy and made him look like he was military. And then she started taunting him. And then I'm just sitting there trying to pay attention to the meeting. I'm ignoring it. And then she kept at it. And then he finally turned his head, and this is all using slight robotics and using mental telepathy, throwing voices, and I can hear it in my brain. And he goes to me, Christina, and we're not letting Jean get away with this. And they know that I already know that, but they want everybody to know that. It seems like Jean is getting away with this, but she's really not. She's not. And he said, no, we're not letting them get away with this. And then he confirmed for me again. And every time somebody tries to confirm anything, she crawls over the top of their sentences and their speech and tries to tell lies, trying to whip it back and forth. And if that doesn't go through, she'll just reverse it and flip it around and paint herself as the angel ever Christ that everybody's been waiting for. So anyway, so then he confirmed to me, Christina, I know she's running a racket. I know she's running a libel racket. I know she's a terrorist. I know you've got her turned in. You know what I'm saying? I get confirmations like that all the time, but it's hard for people to get them through because Jean tries to clobber over the top of them and tell lies and stuff and all that. So anyway, I think what that guy did inspired an actual military officer who was on overnight to speak. And so what he did was he showed me in my brain, he showed me a motorcycle, and he was also inspired by what I said. Where I was talking about my ex-husband, Ben, when I was talking to my roommates about him using everything as option, like where my roommates were like, well, does he drive? Does he drive because he's mad? And I'm like, no, that's just how he drives. He's just like, everything is optional. So anyway, they were laughing. But anyway, so I think he got a kick out of that too. So he showed me in my brain, he showed me a motorcycle doing a papa wheelie. Or I don't know what the current term for that is. I'm sorry, I'm 54. But anyway, so the motorcycle was like up on one wheel, and then he showed himself, and then he turned his head into like a bobblehead, like his head was being pushed up and down in a yes motion, like when you nod your head yes. Okay, so it's like his head was being mechanically like pushed up and down with the word yes. Okay, so anyway, I'm like, he's saying that he knows that the military is being iced. He knows that children are being iced. He knows that babies are being iced. He knows that Gene Roberts is a terrorist. And he is also being forced to comply with Gene's orders and demands. Okay? Even though he knows Gene is lying out her ass for money, and she's claiming it's a government deal, like they're just going to help. I wish the government would like help everybody else pay their bills. Gene robbed the cartel of a lot of money. One of Gene's new lies is, it's a government deal. We get to just make up lies and sell Christina as the way of me paying people back. And what was told to me by the cartel was, no, you don't rip apart Christina and her family by telling lies about her and trying to insult and assault and rip apart her family because you robbed the cartel and you owe them money. And then what they told me is this is a serious issue. It is a big issue. And her being cutesy fartsy, acting like she's just going to be, Mrs. frickin' child frickin' pimp as she has been for 60 frickin' years as the way to make her money back. And then she'll just nickel and dime every, you get a 50, you get 100. Oh, I like you. Let me give you 100. Oh, I like your kids. I'll give you 200. A lot of times they give people like 2,000. They give people clothes and shoes and stuff. But it's like, no, this is such a big issue that the Latin world is talking to the White House. There's no little deal where any country around the world is like, go ahead, Gene, just do whatever the hell you want to anybody and everybody, and we'll just be quiet and let you just get the hell away with everything. You're just the pimpinest pimp ever. Just get away with everything. Just go ahead. There's no country anywhere that's doing that. So the issues there are at the White House level, okay? Because that is Gene's level of theft, okay? So anyway, so when he's nodding his head, he's saying to me, he knows that she's abused me all my life. He knows she did the World Trade Center attack. He knows that I'm like, she's treating me and my mom and my dad, my siblings, my husbands, their families, my children, which my children hate me saying my children here because it's like, they're younger than me. And Gene's got horrible, horrible, horrible lies spread here. Even she's controlling my speech. Let me fix her speech because her and Ackright are trying to be manipulative. See, there they go again. Disregard. Okay, stop. My children know that I am being lied about for money. They know all of Gene's lies. They know all of Gene's terrorism. They know all of Gene's shit. So anyway, them like her trafficking everybody. Like they know that Jean is guilty. Jean Jernigan Roberts. They know I've turned her in. They're well aware. They're being forced, and it is because it is a matter of national security. That this is going on. Now let me think about this because I want to see if he said anything. Let me think about this. I think he would be... Okay, so he's saying nuclear because he's saying the uranium and plutonium. But his head is being forced, but he's probably trying to mix both in. There is nuclear behind it. If there is, again, can someone give a confirmation? Do not let it be from Syrup Slap freaking Jernigan, the terrorist whore who is the one that's been committing the terrorism and her posse, but let it actually be someone on in the government so everybody knows for a fact that she is holding people hostage and that it is nuclear threats. I know it because I see it and I decode it. But I mean, if you can give that kind of visual in my brain, then I'll make another recording and post it. But he's like, I can tell he's being forced to go along with her. So I appreciate him making the confirmation because I know that I'm being heard and I know that everybody around the world, that here's my recordings, here's that also. So I just want to make a recording there.